All right, so here we have the Nest Learning Thermostat that we picked up, and we're going to be installing it on our other thermostat so that we're up to date, and of course it's more energy efficient. So I just want to show you what we'll be doing with this. It comes with obviously the main thermostat, the connection piece where all your wires are going to be connected to from the thermostat wires, a face plate along with a bracket here that would be mounting to an actual electrical box. If your thermostat is originally mounted on an electrical box, they give you this little kit, so you can start with this, add the plate, and then put the electrical component to here along with the puck right on top of that. They give you a little screwdriver, flathead, so that way you can get into those wires that are currently on the wall, which I'll show you in just a second, so you can unscrew the wires. And then also they got a couple of mounting screws there. These are apparently self-tapping drywall screws, which I thought was kind of unique because they say you could just drill right into the drywall and you don't even need any drywall anchors. You could literally just take this, as long as there's nothing behind it. Even if there was a stud, it'll go through, obviously. But if you don't have a stud and just screw this on through your drywall, you just got to go very slow with it, and it'll apparently hold up everything for you. So once again, Nest Learning Thermostat. We went with a copper finish. There's so many different colors you can get: white, brown, black. I mean, we went with copper because that's kind of the new color in. And let me take you over to our thermostat right now. This is the original Honeywell that we have here, which we'll be popping off in a second. So what we want to do is just literally pry it right off. And there you go. You're going to zoom in on to see how your wires are located. You have green, yellow, white, and red. Pretty self-explanatory. There's only 4 wires. And what's nice about that is when you take it back over here, you're going to notice that you have all those actually greens, whites, reds, and yellows. So we'll go ahead and go with that. Just remember, actually there's a little thing here that says turn off power for heating and cooling systems before installing. Flip the switch on your circuit breaker to make sure all power is cut off, just so that way you don't jump anything or cause any type of, pop or whatever the case is. So what I'm going to be doing first is, of course, just unscrewing these screws right here. That's being held. I believe there's an electrical box back there. I'll double check just to make sure to see if I got to use that mounting plate. I'm going to try to get away without using it if I could, because it just looks cleaner with the nice puck sitting back there. But if we got to put the plate on for whatever reason, we'll put the plate on. Either way, we'll color match it, paint over it, just to have it finished up. So once I unscrewed those 2 screws from the wall, there you can see there's an electrical box back there, so there's no way the puck's going to be able to cover this without noticing anything in the background. So I'm going to have to use that attachment and plate, so that way, again, it just works better and looks cleaner. Either way, it'll look sleek. And the next part is basically we're going to be taking off and unscrewing these wires with that little tool that came with that flathead from the Nest. So once again, I'm just going to use this tool provided by the Nest, and basically you put it in there, unscrew the wires, so that way we can put on the new puck. We just put this plate that came over, want to line it up with, of course, the screw holes, so that way, again, you can mount it and put the new plastic plate over that, and that'll give you a nice clean finish over this. So now that you got the wall plate bracket mounted onto the electrical box, should look something like that for you. Then you have this piece that's going to be mounting, of course, right over this, and then we can feed the wires through this part. Once you get those 2 screws in for the mounting bracket, again, it's sturdy, of course. You take your wall plate that they give you. You could put it this way, it doesn't matter which way. I find it to be a little bit better this way, just because everywhere around the house, as again, you have these wall plates sticking out horizontally, so I'm just going to match it up, make sure it works that way. Once you fit it over, you're going to put in, again, right over those 4 screws, just align it as best you can. 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that come with the Nest kit, so that way this mounting plate sits on. Actually, you're going to put 2 screws in first, and then we're going to take this guy, which is the Nest electrical component. When you feed that through, you can see 1 screw up here and 1 screw down there. So those will be the last 2 screws actually that you put in. So first is 1, 2, 3, 4 after you have this guy on. Let me show you how that looks. So again, these 2 screws first. Now I'm going to be taking the Nest plate, putting it through these wires. And then of course you'll see that one screw, two screws going to connect with the one screw above the Nest verbiage and the one screw down there also. Once you get your two screws in right there and there, you'll see that it fits snugly. It's going to be, of course, straight on the wall because you have the little blue level right there for you. Make sure that that is in the center for you. And then now we just connect those wires like we had before on the thermostat, connecting yellow, greens, reds, and whites together. So I'm going to show you how that looks in just a second. So once again, now that you have it screwed on, you're basically just going to go connect your wires. Yellow to yellow, green to green. Between RC and RH, when I looked it up online, it didn't matter which one it went to. RC was the most common for the red. That's basically your cooling system for your air conditioner. So you want to obviously connect it to that one there. And of course your white cable to your white cable. All you do is pull these flaps down, feed the wire in. The flaps stay down when your wire is in there. That's how you know you have a good connection. And that'll be the last part of it. So as I mentioned, when you know you have a good connection, these flaps stay down of how you put them in. That's how you know. Just push that in so it doesn't interfere once you put the new puck on. And that will pretty much be it. Now you'll take your Nest puck, align it with this hole to that hole. And when it goes on, you'll hear a nice little click. That's how you know you got it on right. There you go. And now the Nest is installed. I'm going to go downstairs, turn on the main power so the way this thing boots up for us. Once you turn the power on, you begin to see the Nest Home signal boot up for you. You literally just push down on the puck to select, and then you just turn the dial left and right to choose options. So I'm about 2 stages in, basically after choosing English language, where it says set up internet connection. So now they're just asking for my Wi-Fi password. So I'll be typing that in shortly and going from there, continue on with the steps. So now it's just saying that's connecting to the internet on the Nest after I typed in my password. Once it gets connected, just press to continue. So just push down, checking for software updates. It's going to update everything it needs to do. Again, it's connected to the internet Wi-Fi connection, so it's going to do your part. Again, just continue on through the steps, your location, equipment, temperature, system setup, Nest app. Again, there's so many features you can play with it. I'm just going to continue to go down the line here.